So, said from Zetster's lab, this morning we were sitting here on the farm having breakfast, and the next minute, the dog, the farm dog, our friend's dog, came rushing over. We are staying in our house next to the main house. They are staying, our friends are staying in their place and their home. So this morning, as husband and I were sitting here, the next minute the farm dog came. Toffee is the name. And she came in, rushing in. And she was all over us and all over her husband. And it was just beautiful to see. And the excitement. She was so excited. And I looked at this and I thought, you know what? Isn't that just beautiful? She's got the absolute freedom to just follow the life in her, the life force in her that was prompting her to come over and to bless us with her joy and her excitement. And now I'm sitting here. She's not here now, but look, the other one came, this little Jack Russell. So after a while, she's here. So she is now just sitting there on my chair and just enjoying being with us. And I thought, isn't that just magical? Isn't that how we're supposed to live and experience life? Absolute, spontaneously, just going with the flow. Just following the spirit, following the life in us. These dogs, they didn't overthink the whole situation. They weren't thinking, oh, do they want us there? Will we be welcome? Is this supposed to be the right thing to do? No, they just felt the desire to run over and come and be with us. And that's what they did. And their joy was overflowing. And the peace of just having this little one, Nandi here, the Jack Russell sitting with me. Yesterday, last night, she was just walking with me. Whenever I go on walks here and the other people are busy, I go alone. And the dogs accompany me. And I thought that is what it means to just be alive, to just live life freely, spontaneously. You know, when you follow the life in you, the life force, the spirit, our life, we will be led. It's the way. So we will be led in the right way. We don't have to think. We don't have to overthink everything. We don't have to be so bound by our minds and our, we will just live spontaneously. Just do what the promptings of the life spirit in us is prompting us to do, and everything will just be peace and joy. And we are supposed to be like these dogs and just walk in the freedom of following the life in us. That's how we are supposed to live in this realm. But now once again, the mind comes in and the mind tells us, no, you need to be in control. You need to, plan and blah, blah, blah. And that makes life in this realm a burden. Because we never know, should I, shouldn't I? What will the people think? The dogs didn't care what we're going to think. They were just following and obeying the life in them. And overwhelming love is what we've experienced. And it was just beautiful to see. and to experience. And that is what I just wanted to share. We got to let go of just always be so consumed by the mind, and we just still our minds. Be still and know all is well. I will lead you. I will show you the way. I will be with you. I'll provide for you. That is what the life in us, as I call it, my spiritual source, my Father, the life in me, is telling us. Stop overthinking. Just let go and just start to live and flow with the life. That's what it means, eating of the tree of life, and not of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That means we try to decide what is right and what is wrong, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. The life in us is saying, no, no, no. Don't eat of that tree. Eat of the tree of life. Be like the dogs. That is just spontaneously following the life in them. And just be. Just be. And by following the life, by eating of the tree of life, we will experience the abundance of life. Peace, joy, unconditional love, whatever. I've read something the other day that said, someone said, I have no philosophies of life. I only have life. And that spoke to me in a very, very deep way. I only have life. I just need to still my mind and follow life. And that is what I saw clearly when Toffee, the big dog, was running in here this morning. I just saw life. Consciousness. She was just conscious of the life in her, moving in her, telling her to come over and visit Herman and Izette. What would have happened if she didn't listen to that and she started to think and blah, blah, blah? We miss so many amazing, amazing opportunities to just experience the freedom of life by listening to the reasonings and the vain imaginations and the fears of our minds. So once again this morning, I'm realizing, follow the life, eat of the life of tree, just eat of the tree of life, just follow the life in me, just be spontaneous, still my mind. That's why I love creating so much, because while I'm creating, my mind is still, and I can just listen and feel and live. I can just be. Isn't that just awesome? But we grew up in the system and this world that tells us you need to plan everything. You need to know what you're doing. You need to, decide what's right and wrong and blah, blah, blah. The life in you is capable and all-powerful and unconditional love, and will show you, are showing us permanently which way to go, how to do, what to do now, and whatever, like it does in dogs and animals. But because we've got this mind and this crazy mind that we grew up listening to, ignoring the life in us, and in the process ignoring the life in us, that makes us, it makes us so difficult to follow the life. that is supposed to be totally and utterly spontaneous and easy. But no, so the way of life is easy. It's just, I will show you your next step. I will never leave you and I will never forsake you. I will make a way. Just trust me, just follow me. Be still. That's the thing. Be still. Still your mind. Stop overthinking and just become present in the present moment and just follow the life. Then you will be in the right place at the right time, spontaneously. Then you will say the right thing at the right time, spontaneously. Then you will do the right thing at the right time, spontaneously. And it will all be so easy. We make this life in this realm so difficult because we try to figure out everything with our minds, and in the process we block, stifle, ignore the life in us that we are equipped with. When we come into this realm, we are fully equipped. We have the abundant life, spirit, in all its fullness, to guide us, lead us, provide for us, moment by moment. But we forget that when our minds start to take over and we became conditioned by do's and don'ts and stuff, and then we're so confused, we don't know which way to go. We try to figure it out, and life becomes a huge struggle. And then you get to that point where you realize, I need to find out who I really am. And that is a spiritual being that's supposed to walk with the Spirit and just enjoy this life realm, moment by moment, by following the life. That's what the dogs do. They love life. They just be. They just do spontaneously what the life in them leads them to do. And they're always at ease. So, this message, be like the dogs. I really felt I wanted to share this. So if someone out there may find it reassuring or life-changing, as I said, I share what really speaks to me and what makes me come alive and more free and more spontaneous and enjoying life more. That is what I share. So this spoke to me this morning, and I just felt I need to share this. So love you lots. Is it of Sister's Lab?